This is Bob Kostopoulos, and I was just interviewed by Keith Andrew on the Keith Andrew Network. Now, this guy's inspiring. He's going to inspire you. But one thing I always want to tell him, that I'm going to tell you, you can't be a creative without being connected to the creator.
I'm here as Bob Kostopoulos. I just want to say thank you for being a guest on my talk show.
No, thank you, brother. I'm happy. I'm humbled. Thank you.
No, absolutely. The honor's all mine. For people who want to know what my talk show's about, the whole point of my talk show is to show people that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. It's to prove to them you can stem out to something. So hashtag break the labels. So that being said, it's going to be a half hour every time. It's PG-13. You can say anything you want, talk about anything you want. And starting off, for people who want to know who you are a professional actor. So the first question I want to ask is, who influenced you to become a professional actor, and how many years have you been acting?
Who influenced me? To be honest with you, the good Lord Jesus Christ, man. That's what influenced me. I've been acting for about 4 years. 4 years. I never thought I'd be doing something like this in my life. But here we are.
So what was the very first thing was it a movie? Was it a play? Was it a TV show? Was it something that you that you said, you know what, this is something I should be doing for the rest of my life?
Pretty much I was looking for purpose in life. I was tired of working at a job that was, going to give me my weekly salary and all my benefits and all that good stuff. And then knowing that I would have to be up into, 65, I think what's retirement age?
You can retire early at 62, but you don't get all the benefits. But retirement age is 65.
Yeah, I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that. I know that my life has a purpose. I know that everybody has a purpose in life, that their God-given purpose. And my thing is to inspire people to follow that purpose and find out what that purpose is.
No, absolutely. And what were some of your favorite acting things that you ever did?
So on the what?
Well, let me rephrase that. What was some of your favorite acting skits you ever did? Was it comedy? Was it serious? Did you ever want to do voiceovers?
They're all fun. I never done voiceovers. I've never done voiceovers. But comedy's fun. Gut busting laughter's the best, right? But the serious ones they're fun too. They're all fun. I don't really have a favorite. I enjoy them all.
No, absolutely. If you shaved your head, you kind of look like Van Diesel.
I just don't have the body type. No muscle.
He seems like a nice guy. I'd like to meet him one day.
Me too.
So what were some of your favorite comedy skits that you were a part of?
Oh, goodness. I did this thing about 3 years ago. I remember that movie Get Out by, Jordan Peele. So we did a skit where it was called Get Outie. And it was pretty much everything was flipped. Right. So instead of the black folks being hypnotized, it was the white folks being hypnotized. It was hilarious. Hilarious. I think it's on YouTube. I think you can check it out on YouTube. Get Outie by Kimberly Washington and Twan Cruz.
Yeah, I should definitely check it out. And the next question I was going to ask you is, what were some of your biggest strengths about being a professional actor?
What were some of my biggest strengths?
Yes.
Life experiences. Acting is all about if you could recreate the same life experience that you had, right? So it's tough for me to play a husband because I never was a husband. But it's easy for me to be heartbroken, and pain, all that good stuff, because it's all life experiences. If you could take those life experiences and recreate them, I think you're good.
No, absolutely. Now I'm going to ask you the opposite. What are some of your strongest weaknesses?
Some of my strongest weaknesses? Oh, man. Like, what are some of my weaknesses? Just staying focused sometimes.
Actually, that's one of mine, too. It's funny. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
It's funny, while we're on the subject, strongest weaknesses about staying focused. I'm actually staring at that picture behind you. I see you're a Thomas the Kid and Kincaid person.
I don't know what that is. This is just a picture that we bought, so that way it's not empty wall. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah. So Thomas the Kid is like one of those famous oil paintings.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, my parents have a lot of those.
It's nice to look at, huh?
Yeah, it's really nice. Hey, I wish I had talent to do something like that.
Me too. But you do have a talent. You got a talent of putting it on a network, the Keith Andrew Network, right?
No,
not too many people are like you.
It's actually kind of funny. We should bring that up. And I usually say this at the very end, but I want to ask you because you mentioned this before you went on the air. What do you like about my message, and what made you say yes about being on the Keith Andrew Network?
Because I like the fact that you're trying to inspire others. We're in the same boat, and I want to inspire others too. And that's what really, really got me. And it's something that maybe the regular world's going to look at you and say that you're crazy. You can't do that. And here you are. You're doing it.
No,
I like that.
Absolutely, and I agree with you. Recently I wanted to go to school and be like a motivational speaker, and we're on lockdown right now, so that's not going to happen. But and I started to reach out to actors, and I was like, I did this for almost 7 years, and actually I do want to plug that in a second. I've been doing this for almost 7 years. And I talked to actors, actresses, models, CEOs, professional wrestlers, people with disabilities, people without disabilities. I'm thinking, I'm looking at my demographics, it's 18, 34, and then it's like 34 to 46, and then it's like 46 to, 60. Funny enough, I have more women. Not saying anything wrong. I love women, right? Thank God for that.
God, a playboy.
Yeah, I guess I am a playboy. But the reason I say that is my demographics, because they said, here's your guy fan base, and here's your women fan base. I have about, last time I checked, 34% of a guy fan base, and I had about 64 of a female fan base. I'm like, all right, at least we can try to make that even. But I was looking at the age gaps, because it goes to 0 to 13 to 18. I'm like, okay, apparently I'm interviewing people in their 20s and up. Why not interview some, upcoming actors, kids with disabilities who are professional actors? Well, you can say the shit hit the... what was that?
I'm just agreeing with you.
As for what?
I'm just agreeing. I say I'm agreeing with you.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said disagreeing.
No, 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 not at all.
So I was like, okay, maybe there's some kid actors, that would be interested in being on the show. And you can say the shit hit the fan on that one. All I got was, oh, you're a pedophile. Why you want to have kid actors on your show? What is wrong with you? And you said that you're retarded. Well, you're reaching out to this audience. You really are retarded. And it's kind of like, wait, I can interview actors who are in their 20s with disabilities, but you're saying I
Mm-hmm.
can't interview young people who are actors who have disabilities? So it's kind of like, I don't see what, if you have a learning disability, you're more than welcome to be on the show.
Yeah.
But I didn't know there was a big difference saying, well, he has a disability. He doesn't know what you're talking about. Go look at Will Johnny, who eats paper chips off the wall, but he doesn't even care about it. He's old enough. It's kind of like, that's assholes. It's kind of like what you're saying. Because I have a disability, and when I approach somebody, it's saying, oh, he has a message about disabilities. We should definitely get behind that. But yet, when you reach for a certain demographic, everyone starts getting defensive.
Yeah, I could see that. But you know what? There's always going to be opposition to the good that you try to do.
No, absolutely. Like
So,
for an example, everyone gets the same exact message. I'm not doing any other messages different. The same exact message that you got. And the same thing I said in the slogan. Whole point of my talk show is to show people's disabilities. You can sell them out to something. Now, I interview, as I said, actors, actresses, models, CEOs, people with disabilities, people without disabilities. You do not have to have a disability for being on my show. By having you on my show, you're standing with me, you're standing by my message, you're helping me support my message, and hell, you're making a new friend out of it. So it's a win-win. So for people who get defensive, it's ridiculous. It's like, what are you getting defensive about?
that's because
Oh, go ahead.
That's because they stuck watching you succeed, right? People love to see you succeed, just not do better than them, right? But here you got out of your comfort zone, and you started something that you weren't afraid to start. You started it. A lot of people are afraid to leave the comfort zone, and then when they see someone else do it, they'll try to suck you back into their level. And that's what I like. I like you being elevated because you're not letting them bring you back.
No, I agree. This is what I want to do until the day I die. I'm very passionate about this. The one thing I don't like is how people, and of course, you're an actor. You should obviously know this. There's a lot of phony people out there. You had your school, you had your
Take the go.
You had your school friends, you had your work friends, hell, even your family. You have acquaintances. I just hate fake people. If you don't like me, at least have the guts to say it to my face. Hey, Keith, I don't like you. Okay, hey, thank you for your time. There's the door. We'll make friends with it. Don't put a face on and say, oh, well, I have this audience looking at me. And then I hate phony people. Anyway, I don't mean to complain to you. It's just yesterday I got
let it all out, brother.
Yesterday
let it all out, brother.
Yesterday I got into an argument. It was this a woman, and this is a real asshole. And she said the thing, this talk show is a scam. It's a front, and I take offense to that. Next month will be 7 years. 7 years of every single day of this is what I want to do till I die. And if I have someone who crawls out of a freaking a rock or something saying, oh, you're a scam, you're a con artist, I take offense to that. But whatever, this is not about me. The next question I want to ask you, then we can take a commercial break, is social media. Can social media make you or break you with everything that you accomplish in your life? You mentioned you were an actor for 4 years. Does your Facebook, following, does your Twitter, Instagram, do those numbers dictate if people should work with you, or should people give you the benefit of the doubt? How's that influence your career?
It's just, it's part of the job. I don't look at it as, you got to influence this. I work with a lot of talented and amazing actors, actresses, singers, all that, right? And I enjoy every time I'm over there, every time I get to work, because I enjoy what I do. So that's, like you said, you've been doing for 7 years this network, right? Keith Andrews Network.
Yeah.
I enjoy acting. It's fun. It's something that I never expected to be in. So here I am, praise God, and I'm doing something that I love, and I hope to continue it, Lord willing, doing it because I enjoy it,
No, absolutely. You have to have the passion to do something. And I'm guilty of this, of doing things half-ass. Hey, I don't want to do this, but it serves its purpose for the time being. Or, what, I'm not really thrilled about doing this right now, but I need, like I said, need something for it. Don't do something that you're not 100% comfortable with, because you're wasting your time and you're wasting everyone else's time.
Amen,
I bet
brother.
everyone's been in that situation.
Amen, brother.
But we're going to take a quick commercial break. And with the last 14 minutes left, I'm going to ask you a couple more hard-hitting questions, and I'm going to pass it over to you.
Hi, I'm Paisley Blackburn.
I'm Ashley Burgess.
Hi, my name is Jeanette Abney.
Hi, I'm Sharon Spank.
Hey, this is Samantha Moore.
Hi, I'm Melody Jones.
Hi, my name is Becky Yee.
Hi, you're watching the Keith Andrew Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 668. I'm here with Bob Kostopoulos. Now, the first thing I do want to promote is this June 13th, 5 p.m. Eastern, on Zoom. I'm taking reservations. Talk about the Bible, right? Yeah, I know, bad joke. I'm taking reservations on my Facebook fan page for people who want to be part of my 7-year anniversary. Right now, I have 93 spots available. It will be on the bottom of the screen. Go to facebook.com, KeithAndrewNetwork.com, all one word. Make sure to like, give me your name and email, and I will message you directly before our program starts on June 13th. June 13th is my 7-year anniversary. I will tell you my 7-year journey from the very beginning till I'm up to now. After my after my speech, what's the last remaining time, we would do a Q&A where I can interact with the audience and the fan base. And it's just, you have to interact with your audience for people to share it and promote it. So June 13th, go to KeithAndrewNetwork.com. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's on Instagram. Make sure to like and subscribe. And don't worry. And actually, while on the subject, I would love to have you a part of it if you're interested.
Just send me the invite, brother.
No, absolutely. Now, the last couple questions I want to ask you is, what were some of the biggest accomplishments that you accomplished in your life?
Some of the biggest accomplishments I accomplished in my life. I tell you what, getting out of modern day slavery called the job. That's a big accomplishment. Leaving security to follow Christ, that's accomplishment.
Oh, absolutely. It's everyone complains about having their 9-to-5 job, but it could be worse. You can be unemployed. But you have to do something you enjoy. Because I worked in retail for a long time. I mentioned some names. Whatever the names I used to work at, and I met people who are freaking miserable. And it's like, hey, no one's holding a gun to your head. If you don't want to be here, get up and leave. And people are like, oh, I have a family to support. I have a mortgage. It's if then find something that you're good at. Don't be like, with your negativity saying, oh, I have to be here. This job sucks. Because you done it. You worked a 9-to-5 job, and you worked with people, who are just the most miserable, people you can ever possibly think of. But it doesn't. I said to my dad recently, everyone says when you talk about the retail market, working in retail, everyone dreads it. Everyone hates it. It doesn't have to be like that, though. It's the people and their negativity that makes it unbearable. But
Sam,
hey, that's only one person's opinion, right?
yes, sir. It's the atmosphere. I agree with you. It's the atmosphere that you're in, But I think that you could be the change in that atmosphere. You could change the attitudes, change the moods of the job. I would say I was working in the restaurant industry for 15 years before I did this. So,
Do you miss it?
do I miss it? Sometimes. I miss the camaraderie with the employees, the camaraderie. But you know what? It's all good. I would rather be doing acting than being a fake. Restaurant business is being acting anyway.
I give you an example real fast. It's not like I'm ever got to go back to this place anyway. I used to work over at Walmart. I would be the only person there with a smile on my face. Of course, part why people think it's creepy. It's like, why is this guy smiling, making jokes and whatever? I went out of my way to make an impression of every single person who was on my line. I would introduce myself. I said, did you find everything you need? Did you find everything you did not need? You have to have fun with it. And of course, there were some people who just didn't like me. That's their problem. But there's other ones that says, you know what? When I came into the store, I purposely looked for you. I purposely got on your line because I like your positive energy. I like your vibe. Everyone else here looks like they're at a funeral, because they look so freaking morbid. But you're the only person here with a smile on his face. You greet everyone. And what someone's actually said to me recently when I was at Walmart, you have this bubbly personality. Man, you're really in the wrong type of business. And I said, yeah, sometimes I think about that. Hey, if you're hiring, let me know. But, it's kind of, you compare me to other people. It's kind of like, yes, I do find the wrong type of work because I am outgoing. I am very vocal. I'm like CM Punk. I don't drink. I don't smoke. Okay, I drink on special occasions, but whatever. I'm not an alcoholic. But I don't drink. I don't smoke. I walk to the beat of my own drum. I like making an impression on people. I like making people happy. And when a woman said to me, you're really in the wrong type of work, I was like, thank you. I know that. But what work are you actually saying? Okay, I don't want to be a cashier. Maybe a talk show host, but if I'm focused on, maybe I can be an extra. Just telling somebody, like saying for you, you're a great actor, but you're working in retail, and someone says to you, you're really in the wrong type of environment. It's kind of like, it's at an open-handed compliment. It's like, thank you, but what do you mean by that? But I don't know,
there's a lot of people that are not in the right environment. There's a lot of people that are missing out on their purpose over a job and security and all that good stuff. So there's a lot of things, and I'm happy that you found out what it is. Right? You found out I want to be a talk show host. Here I go, boom. Look, and now I got a Keith Andrew Network. Right? Look at you now.
Absolutely.
now what are they going to tell you? They can't say nothing, because you know what? You're following what you love. Good Lord put it on your heart to be a television host, show host. Here you are, show host.
It's funny. I saw my mother a promo that I did recently, and she said to me, you actually look really good to be on camera. And then there's other people who said same exact thing. He's like, you're really good on camera. And a lot of people are like saying you have to make money. Eventually, yes, I would like to have sponsors. But that's actually another question I want to ask you. Do you have any sponsors, and do you know how to get some?
Sponsors? What is that? No, man. You just got to ask people, I guess. I think about all the softball teams that used to come into the restaurants, and they would ask for a sponsorship, and then they'd give a plaque out or something like that. So if you were going to look for a sponsor, I'd go about that route. Do you want to sponsor my network? And then, give them something, an initiative, so that way, they could sponsor you. I'm sure that you could find them. But, the Bible says that you never have because you never ask. A lot of people are scared. So all you got to do is ask.
Now, the last question I was going to ask you is, then I'm going to pass the show over to you. With everything going on in today's world, with the virus 19 or the Asian flu or the compound flu or whatever the hell you want to call it, Corona 19, because you are a professional actor, apparently that's hurting you. You're hurting you because you can't get any acting careers. Of course, you can do, and I don't mean any disrespect by that, but you can do acting roles online.
Yeah.
But you can't get out and go to an actual. I mean, you can get up and hopefully you wear, and everyone out there wears a mask and gloves, because that's what you're supposed to do, wear a mask and gloves. A lot of people don't do that because they're idiots. But being an actor, how are you doing? Do you feel that eventually this will go away? Because I tell people, and my dad agrees with me, because I got this from him, things will not go back to normal until there's a vaccine. And my brother said, it's going to be 2 years, maybe 3 years, until all this is gone. So regardless if you do get a vaccine, yes, it's in the right step, but you're still got to do social distancing. You're still going to be overprotective, and now people are talking about the second wave. But what about you? How are you doing? How are you hanging in there?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. My security is not in this world. My security is not in my job. My security is in Christ. So I'm doing absolutely great. I always say, if it was in the book, right? If they wrote it in the good book, the book of life, Bob died of coronavirus, guess what? It's going to happen. If not, hey, I'm good. It doesn't really bother me. That's not something that we should be focusing on, because life and death it's not in our hands, right? That's guaranteed. What they say is guaranteed: taxes and death, right?
Yes, and stupidity.
Exactly. So there's no reason to worry about such a thing, in my eyes. And you put too much worry in that, then you're not following your dreams. You're not sitting there doing something that you love because you're too worried about what's going on. That's not my lane. I stay in my lane.
No, I agree. And not to talk about politics or anything, but I do want to mention this real fast. Every president, it's guilty of this. It's Reagan, Bush Sr., Bush Jr., Clinton. Obama said 5 years ago, there may become a day where there might be a pandemic, but yet none of them did a damn thing about it. They never stacked up on hospital gear and masks and gloves. And he's like, oh, well, you're just picking on Obama. No. What about Bush? What about Clinton? What about all the other presidents that they say the same exact thing, but they didn't do a damn thing about it? And this is what happens, the shit hits the fan, and now they're pointing fingers, oh, coulda, woulda, shoulda. I hate excuses, but everyone says and in a way, it is Trump's fault because he did a lot. He's not the smartest person in the world. Hell, I can be president. I have a disability. I can do a better job than he's doing. But you go back the past 30 years, they all said the same exact thing. There may come a day, maybe a whatever the hell pandemic is, but they never did anything. So I kind of find it to be kind of idiotic, kind of stupidity that, people like to point to blame and say, you know what, it's not my responsibility if people who get what happened. But while on the subject, hopefully this goes away. People said once it gets hotter out, the heat will kill the virus. But unfortunately, that's not the case. Yes, in a way, the virus is evolving. And so eventually it will evolve itself out of existence, like all the other crap that we had to deal with, smallpox, H1N1. But people say, oh, the summer, it's got to be great and everything. You look at Tom Hanks and his wife. They're in Australia where it's 110 degrees and 100 and more. And it didn't do anything to the virus. So you can't really. Okay, number one, don't watch the media, because the media is just going to scare you. Eventually things will go back to normal, but it doesn't mean you have to give up in how you got to live your life. But you have to be smart about it at the same time. But anyway, I don't want to preach to you about that or anything. But But passing the show over to you, when I first approached you to be a guest on my talk show, what was your honest first reaction to the email? What made you say yes? And after being a guest, how do you feel now, and would you recommend it?
Do you want me to be honest, or do you want me to say politically correct things?
You can say whatever you want.
Which I say, who the heck is this guy?
You'd be surprised.
And then I say, what? Let's double check it. Hey, who the heck is this guy? And it's all good. But, I say that. And then I was like, I watched it. Then I talked to you a little bit. And I was like, you know what? Okay, that's fine. I think this is like the third time. Third time's the charm, as I say, right? Third time that you reached out to me. So just a lot of stuff was going on. And I was like, let's do it. And then just knowing that, you're trying to inspire people with disabilities to do this, that could do it. But, a lot of people without disabilities could be inspired by you. You can inspire a lot of people, not just people with disabilities, but people that don't have disabilities, people that are,
I agree with you.
To show that you could do, you could go after it. Go after what you love. There's a passion in your heart. The good Lord put it in there. Go after it. I don't know what you're doing. Why are you putting it off? And now with this virus and all this stuff, everything all is shut down and whatnot. Don't you think now's the time? Or are you still just going to keep putting it off?
It's funny because now is the time, because everyone's home, everyone's on the internet. Zoom's booming. Skype is booming because everyone's doing FaceTime and all of this fun stuff. Mm-hmm. It's funny, but it isn't funny. But it isn't funny that we have to deal with all this. But it is funny how other people kind of benefit from it. Skype is benefiting from it. Zoom, it's, getting all these people to download. There was this fan-made thing where the guy from the hand sanitizers, the CEOs are just like this, and they're laughing. It's like us, they're thinking about how much of revenue they're raking in. It's funny in a sick, demented kind of way. but it's, I don't know, I think it all balances out at the end.
I
Well,
got you.
I do have a couple questions for you off the air, but wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm looking forward to part 2 down the road.